What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mamas in Pajamas. I'm going to pin today's topic really quickly. Tonight, we're going to be talking about kidpreneurs. And hey, Trailer Mom. And we're going to be discussing taking your kids with you to business meetings and to productive business places. Kidpreneurs and kids in business. Hey, T Brown Official. Alright, I'm just pinning today's topic. How y'all doing on this Sunday? I know most of us are down with our recent news of Kobe, but we're gonna all push through and try to make this a productive, positive evening. Alright. So I'm just sending this to a couple of people that are typically in here. Boom. I'm doing pretty good. Had a productive day. Went to a really great pop-up shop. I love supporting small businesses. I love supporting Black businesses. So the fact that I got to support 6 businesses in like less than an hour, like that just had my energy on high. For sure, I love a pop-up shop because it's like, oh, I could do this all at one time, and everybody's there and super excited to sell you their stuff. It's not like when you go in a store and it might be like overwhelming, it might be too many customers or whatever, you might not get that one-on-one contact. Like when you at a pop-up, they gonna talk to you, which is always a great marketing opportunity for me as a business coach. So yeah. What else? I haven't did much of anything else. Did a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of reading, whole lot of chilling. So, hello, celebration events rentals. So we're going to go ahead and get into tonight's topic. We're going to be talking about, should you take your kid with you to business activities? And we're going to talk about kidpreneurs and whether that's a good or a bad idea. So, let's first talk about, I don't know what I ate. Something keeps making me burp and it's annoying. Let's talk about taking your kids with you to conduct business. So some people say things. I grew up in a very old school Black household where the terms, this isn't a place for a child, stay in the child's place, grown folks conversation, those type of quotes were frequently used at us as children. And as I grew older, I really started to realize, like, how much are we disadvantaged because we're never allowed to be in the presence of adults who may be talking about something that's not, sexual based or like in somebody's business. It's just important stuff. Like, what if you got to sit around when the grown-ups were talking about money? Would you be better with money? What if you were sitting around when they was talking about how they fucked up their credit? Would you be better at handling your credit? Probably so. So it's really important to me that I let my son sit in on things that are important. I let him sit in on business conversations. I let him sit in on the financial meetings. And I don't say this is grown-up talk. The only thing that my son is not allowed to sit around for is anything that's sex-based. Because, he is doing a great job being a little kid. And I enjoy him being an innocent little kid. He's 8 years old. And the fact, the thought of girls still freaks him. Ew. That's how I want you to be. I want you to naturally experience puberty. So he's not allowed to sit around for no sex talk. Or, some stuff is just grown folks' business. You talking about X, Y, and Z was cheating on this person and they about to get a divorce. Some stuff just grown folks' business, right? But if it's money, business, financial plans, investments, no, he could sit here. He could sit here when I'm on a conversation. He could sit here when I'm on a conference call. I take him to business meetings. So when I first launched Sunshine in 2016, I still had my job for about 6 months before I quit. And then for 18 months, I completely worked for myself. During that 18 months, I'm about to jump into it. So he was born in 2011. 2016, he was 5. During that 18 months where I completely worked for myself, he went with me. I never, ever got him a babysitter for anything. He went to events. He went to business meetings. Okay, I probably got him a babysitter twice. And that was only because the events were in a bar or a really adult lounge type of thing. But for the most part, my son went with me everywhere. And that's when he was 5. He's now 8 and he can tell you what an investor is, what an investment is, what's an asset, what's a liability. He knows what stocks are. We pick stocks together every 2 weeks. What else does he know? He knows what interest is. He knows about how to use capital. He knows about the importance of credit and ways to build your credit. So, like, I've been gaming him up since he was 5 years old. And that's why I said now at 8, he is really intelligent. Like, I'll sit there and just be quizzing him, and people will be like, turn around like, hey, how do you do that? So that's why I'm actually writing a book. So 2 books are actually dropping this year. The next book now dropping is Breaking the Chains, teaching your kids the money lessons you never learned. So stay tuned. That's going to be dropping in the spring. I want to give y'all a date, but I don't want to not stick to it. But it's looking like April 1st right now, but we'll see. But it's looking like April 1st. Hello, Detox T 24/7. So yeah, definitely you want to check out that book. If you haven't checked out my first book, this is book 1 of a 3-part series. This is saving money and time in the kitchen. So this is all about, and that's my baby right there. So this book is all about how to cook faster, how to shop faster, how to cook more efficiently, how to save more money, how to stop wasting food, how to stop blowing money when you eating out, etc. So it's 3 parts to this book. This is the Mama on a Budget series. So book 2 of this is going to be the other book that comes out this year. And that one is Saving Money and Time with Kids. You get this book on my website, sunshineenterprise.com, or link in my bio, or you can click the link in my bio and buy it from Amazon. So whatever's preferable for you. If you buy it from me, it's just out the same day. You know, if you got Amazon Prime, you're going to get free shipping. So whatever's preferable. So yeah, book 2 of that series is also going to be coming out this year. And in that book, I'm really breaking down my $100 birthday parties because I'm great at that. Like, people be like, this is lit. Like, did you make this yourself? Like, you know, like, this is a great party. Like, his Pokemon party, fire. I spent $76. His Mickey Mouse party when he was 2, I spent $42. Like, I love a birthday party that I spend less than $100 on. And that's including decor, that's including food, that's including games. And everybody has a great time, and everybody compliments the event. Like, I have to tell people, like, hey, do you know I spent less than $100? Because I need them to know that part. They be so excited about it. I have to... Exactly. So that's why I'm dropping a book for y'all, right? So I'm gonna be talking about that. Let's talk about, hold on. In Breaking the Chains, we're gonna be covering, do I got the outline of Breaking the Chains around me? Of course not. Oh wait. Hold on. I think it's in here. Oh no, this is saving time and money with the kids. So in Breaking the Chains, we're gonna be it's on my computer. It's about teaching your kids about money, teaching the value of money, just all the lessons you never learned. Teaching about credit early, supporting their business ideas, teaching about saving and investing early. It's flashcards in that book. So Breaking the Chains, that one's coming out in the spring. And then book 2 of the series is going to break down all this. So it's 11 chapters, and it's going to be the story of dues, how to cover the upfront costs and must-haves of a kid, plan to be broke, stay ahead of the growth spurt, pay your bills early, life is unexpected, birthday parties, like I said, other holidays, because I love a $100 birthday party. And we no longer celebrate Christmas. This is our 2nd year not celebrating Christmas. Instead, we on a trip, and that's what we enjoy doing, and it's been going great. Clothes and shoes, toys and entertainment, school decisions, that's including formal school, daycare, aftercare, etc. Extracurriculars and child development. Teaching your kids about money is going to be a very short chapter on that because, you know, I've decided to make this Breaking the Chains book, which will be completely about teaching your kids about money and then saving and investing for the future. So this book is probably going to come out in the fall ish, but Breaking the Chains is going to come out first. Like I said, it's flashcards and all that jazz. And then I'm working on another book, which I haven't put a date on it yet because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But it's another book that's called The Real Snapback. And in that book, I'm going to be talking about what mommies never talk about. And that's that snapback that you have to go through mentally, emotional, and spiritually after having a baby, because everybody's so focused on your physical snapback. Girl, you look good. Oh, how the baby doing? But what about me? Like, what about how I feel? What about how I lost my hobbies? What about how I lost myself? And people are so focused on that baby that they don't do enough checking on you. And I think that's why postpartum is so rampant. That's why all of these issues that moms go through is so prevalent. It's so popular and they act like it's a normal thing. This is not normal. Like, don't let nobody tell you that this shit is normal, because it's not. Like, we're supposed to have a village and a community that supports us, especially during that transitional time. And because we do not have somebody support us in that transitional time, that's why we so fucked up. And that's why we be having issues, you know, trying to rebalance and calibrate, to life after having a child. I have a 3-year-old. He has a lot of questions regarding my business already. How early should it be introduced to a child? It's never too early. It's never too early. Like, I answer my son's questions. I break it down on the smallest, simplest level possible. So, like I said, I used to take him to business meetings, and he would be sitting there coloring. Like, I wish he wasn't asleep. I would show you his business plans that are hanging up in his walls. And this year, I'm trying to get myself to a position that, you know, I can, like, leave full-time employment before, like, year end. But that may or may not happen. But if I can do that, I'm going to, like, really focus on his brand. So he has a brand. He has a YouTube, and it's called Deuce Does. And I have tons of videos that I have actually edited, but his little theme song actually is no longer on my phone. Like, I don't have it. So I'm trying to figure out a way to re-download this theme song so I can stick it on his videos and post some more videos. But he has so many ideas for the Deuce Does brand. Like, it makes no sense. I'm in here listening, but I'm in the streets. It'd be like that. But yeah, it's never too early. I would just talk to them, like, just start teaching them. Like, when your kids are 3 to 5 years old, those are the biggest sponges their brains will ever be. All they are doing is absorbing information. So make it worthwhile. Get them some valuable information. Like, my son used to be sitting there in meetings with me, and he'd come out like, what's a contract? And now I have to really break down, like, it's a document between two or more parties that discusses how things should be done and when money should be paid and the services that each party will provide. And if one person doesn't, because you got to break this down to a child, right? If one person fails to meet their side of the agreement, you could take them to court based off of that piece of paper. That contract is going to protect you and your business. Like, it's never too early. The hardest part is really, like, how do I simplify this? And I teach that as much as I can in Breaking the Chain, so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. Like, how do I teach my kid what an asset is? You know, like, because it's like some of these things are kind of difficult for us to even understand as adults. So it's definitely kind of hard to dumb it down, for lack of a better way to explain it. But yeah, it's actually extremely, like, I don't really have points like I usually do, like my top 5 or my top 10 for today's live, but I do got some points I want to hit on. So I think it's really important that you teach them about business young and teach them about money young, because it's encouraging and motivating. Like I started this live. What if you had the opportunity to sit in on those conversations that people told you about their financial failures, about their financial gains? You would be so much more financially intelligent and equipped. Like, I literally was 18 years old. Like, oh, I have to build my credit? Okay. I didn't know what the hell to do. I had some credit cards that I blew. I made so many mistakes because I had to learn that shit myself. And my son is in a very beneficial space because he doesn't have to learn it himself. He has me to teach him, and he's going to, you know, he's going to consume that information, and he's going to be in a position where he can make correct decisions. And if he doesn't know the answer, he knows he can be like, hey, Mom, should I be signing up for this credit card with the APR of 20%? No, that's too high. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And I did a pretty great job, in my personal opinion, of managing my credit at a young age. Like, I had a 715 when I bought my house at 24 years old. You know, I found a program, so I only ended up spending $3,300 to buy my house. Like, that's how much I paid between inspection, closing, everything, $3,300. So I'm a business coach. And I am a mentor. I actually do have a nonprofit, and I mentor a few teenage boys. They're not teenagers no more. They're now 20. So my boys were teenagers. But basically, I do mentor them, and we have like a mentoring and like a tutoring aspect. So the ones who are in college, like, we still sit down and tutor together. And I've been doing that since 2013. Yeah, because I was still in college. So 2013 easily. So I mentored them. So I probably got, it's like 3 teen boys, 20-year-old boys. And then when you include my girls that have end up under me getting mentored, I probably got like 6 to 7 teen to really young adults that I mentor. But as far as Sunshine, the brand goes, basically what I do is I'm a business coach. I'm a consultant. So you can set up a coaching call and just throw me questions and I just help you with the answers. Or you could hire me to do a project. So it really depends on what your needs are. But I'm more of a coach consulting. And when I say a consultant, I mean I'm hands-on. It's not just like, oh, figure this out. It's like, no, X, Y, Z, here's the link. Do you need me to do it for you? You know what I'm saying? So like, Mrs. Get It Done. Where were we? We were talking about so teaching kids about money early, teach them about finances early, teach them about credit early. Like I said, I think I did a pretty good job because I still met quite a few of my financial goals at a really young age. Like I had my son at 18 years old. I got pregnant in my first semester of college. I still graduated from Emory University on time with my class, working 3 jobs with a 3-year-old on my hip. Like, I did that shit. GPA wasn't the greatest, but I don't give a damn. I got out of there, and my piece of paper just as big as everybody else's. So that was really hard, but during that time, I learned a lot about saving. I learned a lot about being financially focused because, like, at one point, I was just kind of blowing money because I had a full ride. So because I had a full ride, when I moved off of campus, I was getting paid, like, 5 bands a semester. So my 5 bands was covering my rent because my rent was like $800, and when you break down $10,000, that's $833 a month. So my rent getting paid, but I still got car insurance, daycare, blah, 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 right? And I was in such a... Georgia basically is like this. Like, so I thought I was going to be able to get CAPS, which is like the little child care assistance, right? I don't want food stamps and stuff. Just give me CAPS. It says if you work full-time or go to school or combine and got 40 hours, you good, right? How about Emory University doesn't classify as school? Excuse me? Riddle me that. I was like, how does that not classify as school? It's a top 20 university. They're like, yeah, that's why it doesn't classify. No. Explain this to me. These ladies basically tell me it only applies to community college. Oh, so if I drop out of Emory and go to Chattahoochee Tech or Perimeter or something, you'll give me food stamps and child care? They was like, yeah, I ripped up the application in the office. Like such an asshole. The security do y'all need? I was like, no. I don't need to get escorted out of nothing. I got this. I'll leave myself. I was so pissed, and I took out a loan to pay for daycare. But everything else, I had to hustle again. Like I said, I got a house. I got food I got to pay for. I got daycare was covered, but I took out a student loan to pay for daycare. Like after having a full ride, the last thing I wanted to do was take out a loan. But I was a mommy. I was a single mommy. I had to make it happen. That's beyond weird. That's bullshit. That's the poverty cycle. And that's why I told him. I was like, this ain't some poverty cycle ass shit on the side. I was 38 in that thing, man. Like, I'm working full time. Like, I literally, my junior and senior year, I was working 35 to 45 hours a week and maintaining the full schedule. And out of those 8 semesters, 4 of those semesters, I had above a 3.5 GPA. Are y'all fucking kidding me? Y'all telling me I can't get goddamn childcare? So that's neither here nor there. I figured it out. I thugged it out. I made it happen. But during that period of time, I did learn a whole lot about money. What's up, Love Life 48? And I now apply those skills and help other people. Like, my whole theme is saving time and money in your everyday life so that you can invest that time and money into building the business of your dreams. What state are you in, Trey Lamont? Because I don't think it's like that in Ohio either. Like, I don't remember because I left as a teenager, so it just didn't matter to me. But I don't think it's like that. Like, I think they be just trying to throw daycare. You just need daycare? You trying to go to work? Here you go. I'm like, it was trash. But I say all this to say, had I been able to sit in on some financial conversations, I think I would have been in a better position and wouldn't have to have learned all that by myself. But, like, one goal was buying a house before my son started kindergarten. And he started kindergarten August of 2016. And I closed, on my house October 11, 2016. So, pretty damn close. If you ask me, like, by August, I had pretty much, we were still, like, looking at houses. Like, I remember on his birthday, he had on a little paper crown and we was looking at houses. And that same week, we found this house. So, all that other time was inspection, closing, all that jazz. All right, so we just gonna move to Rhode Island next time it's the issue. All right, that's a bet. But yeah, so if you can teach your kids about money, if you can teach them about credit, do it. They feel much more motivated and encouraged. Like, because I think the biggest issue that happens in a lot of households is you teach your kids to be afraid of money. Like, you tell them stuff like, I ain't got it. Like, I never tell my son I don't have money, like, because that's not really true. Like, that's crazy. Like, do you understand what kind of fear you put in your child when they see you going to work every single day and then you tell them you don't have money to buy a $2 toy? They're like, I never want to grow up and be an adult and work all day to not be able to buy nothing. Like, it's like that. You're creating a very scary mentality. So I don't tell him, like, I don't have money, we're broke, like, because that's not true. I have savings and investing. Like, that's inaccurate. So instead I tell him, I didn't put that in the budget. He like, oh, okay. How much money in the budget for this? Like, now he got more important questions. Now he like, how much money do you spend in the household? You know, and it's just like, I be answering no questions. I'm like, well, the mortgage 926, this and this. And I talk about this in Breaking the Chains and how to break down your bills into hours. Because, like, that is so interesting to kids. Like, I be telling him, I'm like, that video game cost me 3 hours of work. He be like, what? Like, what? I'm like, and then after taxes, he be, what? Like, it's just cool to, like, make them understand, like, time is money. Because time is money. But, like, to scare your kids about money, always like, I ain't got it, we broke. Like, don't do that. Your kids going to be scared of money. They're going to be on your couch till they 40 because they're going to be scared of getting a job to still be broke. So, teaching your kids a healthy financial mindset is, like, key to encouraging them to feeling empowered, like bringing them in on financial decisions. Like, when I bought my house, my son would look at every single house of us. Like, he literally walked into this house and it was like a big ass grill and there was a bow on it. Dude ripped off the bow. I was like, bruh, don't rip off that bow unless we buying this house. He was like, we buying this house. And looked in my face. I'm like, okay. I looked at my realtor like, I think we buying this house. Like, she like, he ain't been wrong thus far. And like, she was a great realtor. Like, she wouldn't even show me something that she didn't think was right. She like, I don't like this yard for him. This too close to the street. This neighborhood XYZ. Like, she was a dope ass realtor and I really respect her. Especially like as a mom, like, you know, she a mom. So she like, I won't want this. So what else does he help me with? Like, so every time I get paid, I'll take anywhere between 50 and $100 and I'll throw it into stocks, right? So he, I bring him, it used to be less. It used to be like 10 to 25, but now like I'm getting stronger and stronger in my financial abilities, especially because like my boyfriend's back from Afghanistan. Like, we live together. Our incomes are combined. Like, we're combining a lot of assets so I can invest more, right? So we sit down, we look at stocks together, and he be like, that's a bad stock. That one's been going down all month. Look, this one's only been going down this week though, Ma, so it might be a good time to buy. Like, he's really getting very good at looking at stocks, and you know, he's an active reader. He's in 3rd grade and he's reading on the 5th grade level, and he'll like read the little articles and he be like, but look, they're about to do this with Beyond Meat. Like, we bought Beyond Meat, that stock, January 3rd. Mind you, I've been watching Beyond Meat for months. I should have been bought it. Fail, whatever. But I bought it for $75. That stock like $120 today. And that hit like higher than that. And he like, I knew this was going to be a good one. He was like, remember you said it was going to be on a Burger King commercial? When stuff get on commercials and it's in a big business, like, he really is understanding and grasping the concept of a stock. And he knows like, we're a partial owner of that company. Like, he really gets it. So it's really important to like bring them in on financial decisions. Like, I brought him in one day, like, we going to keep paying for Hulu or Netflix. And he like, well, we watch this and this more over here, but which one costs more? Because I could just watch these cartoons. Like, bring your kid in. Like, have them help you make decisions. And like, of course they're little and sometimes they don't have the processing ability to make the right decision. But do you know how damn included and motivated they feel when you bring them in on those conversations? Like, it makes them very encouraged and it makes them be able to take on their financial abilities easier, younger. Like, right now, like, he gets allowance. He hasn't been getting allowance for the past 30 days because he was slacking. So I talk about that in Breaking the Chains as well, and I talk about different ways to actually give your kids money, like whether you do allowance based on chores, whether you do allowance based on grades, whether you just give them allowance for no reason at all. I personally like to give him allowance based on his behavior and his ability to conduct his chores. So he has like a chore chart, right? Hey, Tambria. So basically, when you break it down, he gets $10 a week, and it's like 7 tasks a day. And then 7 times 5 is like 35. When you break it down, it's like whatever, like 50 cents a task or whatever. So this dude was slacking so bad but it was great though, because like I'd be trying to teach him, like, if you get to work late, you're not getting your whole check. And I was teaching him about commission, and he was just blown. I was teaching him about how bartenders only get paid $3 and then work off tips. He like, what about when people don't tip them good? So he's just so adamant about being a good tipper, like, at such a young age. So basically, he was slacking so hard, he was getting like $5. I'm like, bro, if you just about to keep bringing me 50% of work, like, I might as well just kill this right now. So we're going to bring it back to the table on February 1st and see if he's ready to have allowance again. But when he was actively getting allowance, like, he would just save his money. And my grandma always give him $5 when she see him. He would save his money, but like, I got $60, I'm trying to buy this game. And I'm like, what about saving? So now, you know, he has a credit union account, and he'll be like, Ma, I want to put this $10 in my savings before I save for my next game. And I'm like, look at you. And we've been talking about custodial accounts. So TD Ameritrade and quite a few other companies actually offer custodial accounts. Stash, I think, does it as well. So if you want to start putting stocks into your kids' names, you can do that. So yeah, basically that's where we're at. I've been super supportive of him learning. I never, ever not answer his financial questions, no matter how intimate it may be. Like, he's literally asked me my credit score, and I've told him, and I'm like, don't be telling nobody that, okay? This is personal business right here. He asked me all kinds of stuff. Like, we were talking about insurance, right? And he's like in the room. So my boyfriend's car insurance, once he returned from deployment, was like really, really high. Like, way more than his car note. I'm like, bro, but he had a total accident, and then he had what else did he have on there? He had a speeding ticket that still ain't fell off. So my son like, well, if your insurance is only this and his is only this, but he has a newer car, why is it like that? And I'm like, well, first off, insurance gets cheaper when you're over 25, and I'm over 25 and he's not. I was like, and he's a guy, and insurance is more expensive for a guy, and he has this and this on his record. So he like, you know, he's really understanding, like, all these variables go into insurance. I'm like, yeah. So then we're talking about the variables that go into life insurance, the variables that go into health insurance. And as shocked as he is, he's really understanding the concept behind things. And that's what's most important for me. Like, he's not just going to go on into this world like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, he's going to get it. And I've been telling him since he was a little kid that I'm kicking him out when he's 18. And he be cracking me up because he be bringing it up like, Mommy, you still kicking me out when I'm 18? I'm like, yes. And I am, you know. I'm not kicking him out with $0 in his pocket. Like, you know, by the time he's 16, I'm going to put a car in his name. We're going to build his credit, et cetera, et cetera. When I kick him out, I'm going to give him 10 bands. If you take all these years of knowledge, because you got at least 10 plus years of knowledge, you're going to have 3 to 5 years of credit being built in your name. And $10,000, if you can't figure out how to make it work, you're going to be a failure anyways, if you ask me. So I'm kicking his ass out. Like, but he asked me the other day, like, this dude is getting so smart. He was talking about, he had heard me talking about duplexes. So he like, what's a duplex? And I'm like, a duplex is like a property where it's 2 houses, but they share one roof, but it's one mortgage. So I was telling him what my plan was. I'm like, I'm going to get a duplex and we're going to rent it out to 2 tenants. I was like, as long as we keep it full, one tenant is going to pay the mortgage of the duplex and the other tenant is basically going to pay our mortgage. So he like, so when I move out, if I want to buy a duplex, I could live in one and put a tenant in the other one, and they'd be paying both for our mortgage. I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's what I think I'm going to do when you kick me out when I'm 18. He's 8 years old. So it's never, ever, ever too early to teach them about money and to teach them about finances and really teach them how to plan ahead and make great investment decisions. So, yeah, that's that on that. So the second part of what I want to get into today was kidpreneurs. So I know a lot of people who have kidpreneurs, and I know a lot of people who have kids with business ideas and they're afraid of allowing them to be kidpreneurs. So I just want to talk about I don't even want to say the pros and cons, because I don't see cons in a kidpreneur at all whatsoever. Like, even if the business tanks, that kid's going to learn so much. And as young as they are, that's not going to discourage them from starting a new business. I promise it's not. Like, kids are really resilient. So there's a lot of pros to having kidpreneurs. Like, first off, with strong management, and as long as you're not being a fucking, what do you call them? Like that super angry momager bitch. Like, as long as, I don't know no other way to explain it. But as long as you're not like beating up on the kid for making mistakes and stuff, and you're there to teach them and coach them and assist them, and you're not taking this to heart like this your business and this your employee, okay? As long as that is going on, it could be a very successful venture, because if the product is good, the marketing is good, people will buy it anyways. But the product is good, the marketing is good, and the kid is selling it, people are all over it, okay? So that's number one. Number two is they learn about making their own money. Like, what? Kids love that. Kids love making their own money. Like, it's just something so empowering about making their own money. Like, I made this $10. Do you know I saved $100 that I made? Like, they love it. What else is a super good? They learn so much about business at such a young age. Like, literally, if you have a kid start a business young, they're going to learn about marketing and branding and financial statements and P&Ls and bank accounts and credit scores and getting capital. They're going to learn all that at a young ass age. Like, can you imagine if you learned that before you was 18 years old? Because that's the benefit of having a kidpreneur. They're going to learn that before they're 18 years old. So, I don't have any cons to being a kidpreneur. So if your kid has a business idea, do it. Support it. And if you need help getting a business started, hit me up. Click the link in my bio. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Poetic Mike. Hey, Bree. So that's what I wanted to cover this evening. Do you guys have any questions? You guys want to tap in? If y'all got a question, hit the little question mark. If y'all want to actually join me in conversation about this, feel free to send a request. But so that's where I'm at with taking your kids to business. Take them. Having a kidpreneur, do it. Support them. If you need help, hit me up. Link is in my bio for everything. Check out my blog. Make sure you sign up for my blog. Hello, Scholars Brigade. Because I share a lot of tips on finances. I share a lot of tips on being a mom. I share a lot of tips on saving. Share a lot of business tips. I just started my YouTube, so this live and other lives are going to be loaded to the YouTube, as well as a few IGTV video, like shorter videos that I'm working on. So click the link in my bio. Make sure you go head over to my YouTube page and check me out if you got any questions or concerns. But